Billy Scanlon. Here's another new face for you. You've never seen Billy Scanlon on television before, but you will right now. I take that back. You were on PBS when you won the National Intercollegiate, weren't you?
Right.
That's exactly right. Jack Kramer did that job down there in Texas. Billy, congratulations. We want to talk to you because we started off in the first game, and I quoted you verbatim when you were talking to me yesterday. You said, I hate tennis. I can't stand the game. And Newcomb said, that's just the way a guy talks who's been losing a lot lately. But can you clarify it? Let's hear from Billy Scanlon on that whole subject.
The whole subject.
Of how you feel about tennis,
yeah,
what you told me yesterday.
No, it's, I've just had a problem because I play a lot of tennis, and it gets old. And, you know, winning, obviously, John makes it a little easier to cope with the life, but, you know, just the fact that you're out there week after week, or even when I go home, you know, I'm still playing tennis, I really get tired of it.
How about planning your tour, like play a month, take 3 weeks off, just go away, don't touch a racket for a week of those 3 weeks?
Well,
you do that?
I think I've tried every combination that I can think of. I decided to take time off, and then, you know, in the springtime, I figured, well, geez, I've taken a week off every other 2 weeks, and that, you know, all I'm doing is
you go home and practice.
Yeah, I go home and practice, or you know, and then I quit practicing, and then so what happens then is I come back and I play bad, and it gets more annoying, and I don't want to do it, and so it's a vicious cycle, sort of, and so
all the travel on the tour, do you find it mentally lonely on the tour? Is that a problem?
A little bit, you know. I mean, you know, I find myself a lot of times without anything to do, and so, you know, but I decided, you know, in the late spring, I think that, you know, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to just, you know, play out the summer, and, you know, and forget about taking these little breaks, and, you know, be real about it. And it helped a little bit, you know. I mean, my results over the summer were better than in the spring, but, you know, it's still old, and so this is the end.
We will look.
The end? What do you mean by this is the end? I mean, is this tomorrow? That's it? You're going to walk away from tennis?
Well, I'm going to go play a couple matches in Kona on Monday and Tuesday.
Exhibitions?
Yeah.
And then what?
Then I go home, or then I stay here, or, you know, do whatever I want, you know, until I want to play tennis again.
Until you want to play again.
We were looking at your shots there. On your backhand side, you hit your backhand exceptionally well today, but usually you do hit your backhand well. You have a nice natural flow on your backhand, get the shoulder well back. And then we looked at your forehand, and you just sometimes when you're hitting your forehand, just turn your face to the net before you've hit the ball. Has that been a problem?
Well, I don't know what the problem. I've always had a little bit of a weak forehand, and I've tried to change it, you know, and to get my feet around, to get my shoulders around, to get, you know, this and that, and it never seems to help much. And
for example, there was the one point where you had the service break, number 3-1 in the third set. You were down break point, and a totally unforced error. John was just back on the baseline.
The last point of that game,
Yeah, and you just dragged it down into the bottom of the net turned your face to the net, didn't follow through, did nothing.
I've done that a lot.
Too much.
Yeah, way too much. But no, I felt
you would never do that in your backhand.
Yeah, I don't know why it is that, you know, just the way I learned the game, I guess, that, you know, makes me hit an open-faced forehand and, you know, a nice backhand, I think. But I felt pretty good about my forehand so far this week, except for a few lapses.
Did you go for an ace on match point? You were aware that Roscoe Tanner was in the same position yesterday at 40-15 and didn't get it.
I didn't know that, but I did know that against Solomon, I went for the ace and got it on match point. So I decided, well, I'll do it. You know.
Would you like to see yourself? It's a happy moment. If we look over here at the monitor, Billy, match point. Third match point. What are you thinking?
Ace. Thinking ace.
Do I serve like that?
Yeah. He had no chance, and Billy Scanlon is in his first Grand Prix final. Even if we replay it, it'll be an ace, Billy. They can't take it away from you.
Really, we ought to do that. Maybe my odds will improve.
You're in the final, and so, Billy, we're going to be seeing you tomorrow against Peter Fleming, 2 unseeded finalists. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And we have you right back here to talk some more about it and find out if this indeed is the end. Thank you, Billy Scanlon. So, we want to remind you once more about our tennis quiz. Send in your answer, please. Here they are, the 6 questions. Just number them right down the postcard. You only need the answers. And First question, who is the young bull of the Pampas? Who is he? You know, I'm sure you do. That's the easy one. Question number 2, name the 2 female winners of the Grand Slam, the championships of Australia, France, Wimbledon, and the United States in the same year. 2 women won it. Who are they? Number 3, how old was Jimmy Connors when he won his first national championship? Championship of the United States. How old was Jimmy? This may be a little tricky. Number 4, who is the man with the famous buggy whip forehand? Ah, what a shot that was and is still in action. Who is this man? Number 5, name the 4 musketeers of tennis. Only 3 of them living. So that means they played quite a while ago. They were Davis Cup champions. They were brilliant. 4 names is all we need. The last 4 names will do it. 4 musketeers. And don't tell me Athos, Porthos, and the other guy. And who are they? Number 6. Here's a question contributed by John Newcomb. A little tricky, too. A man, an all-time great, a member of the Tennis Hall of Fame at Newport. Went to Wimbledon only once in his career, but when he did, he won all 3 titles, the singles, doubles, and mixed. Name him. Won the singles, doubles, and mixed at Wimbledon the only time he entered. Now, we have 50 prizes for the correct answers. The box is 1978. Send it to Tennis, Box 1978, Boston, Mass. 02134. We would like to share some largesse with you. 50 prizes, 25 championship rackets. Can't tell you the name, but they are the rackets used by Wimbledon champions Navratilova and Borg. When you fill out your answers, tell us your grip size and whether you want a men's or women's racket. Nothing that arrives after October 20th will be considered. The second 25 prizes are Vic Braden's instructional book. Once more, the address. Box 1978, Boston, Mass. 02134. John Newcomb, it's time for you and me to go swimming. Right across the road lies the ocean. That's the way it is with Maui. So the first semifinal, Peter Fleming beat Raul Ramirez, the number 1 seed, 6-3, 6-2. And in that one, Johnny McEnroe was knocked off by Billy Scanlon. A startling result, 6-2, 3-6, 6-3. John, tomorrow, who do you like? Fleming and Scanlon, 2 unexpecteds.
Yes, the way Peter Fleming's playing, I think he's going to be very tough to beat. But, you know, Billy Scanlon is obviously confident. Anyone who gets through the final.
Well,
if I had to have a bet, I'd say Peter Fleming.
You pick Fleming, I'll pick Scanlon. And we'll be back tomorrow on these PBS stations. I'm Bud Collins, along with John Newcomb. Going to go out now and eat a loaf of Melva Ching's banana bread here on Maui, Wowie.